Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. NaVi's turn to ban.
Team Liquid is one game away from securing their first title under the Team Liquid banner, and they are looking unstoppable at the moment. On the other side, it is NaVi fighting for their chance to still have a shot at that title. They need to go for the full reverse sweep if they want to have a chance of hoisting that virtual trophy. Remaining. It is grand finals time here at ESL 1 Germany, and as you can see on the side of NaVi, I mean, it's maybe some fatigue there, frustration. It's probably more like we're going to hop into the draft of the third game here.
Iceberg looked like he came out of a mental boxing match.
Yeah,
there. Punched real hard.
Ouch. I think I know which way the series is headed, Sheaves. I'm not. You look at the difference in faces. I've seen this before, and it. I don't know how many times. I think the only time the last 2 or 3 years a team has come back from down 2-0 to win is this February at Mad Moon when Nigma did it to Team
And then also before that, all the Lions did it in Rotterdam in September, October.
This Alliance.
October.
Well, this Liquid.
No. Alliance with Fada. Fada's first squad.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Got it. There's a lot of old alliances.
Yes. It doesn't happen very often. It happens, but it needs a lot of mental fortitude.
Yes.
And I mean, this is something that a young squad, and I know that NaVi, formerly Fly the Moon, they've been around. I guess I can't really call them a young squad, but they do have a new coach, a new team.
NaVi's
I feel like this is a moment where you're going to be tested, and it's not even necessarily about winning the whole thing. I think for them, it's going to just be important of having a shot at playing their game, because they have not been able to do that yet. And they're going to go in with the Disruptor Lifestealer, so they're going for a completely different route this time around.
I like it in the sense that they have Lifestealer. I think this is what VTunes played best so far this tournament, but I am a little concerned with the Disruptor first too. It's always want to fly hero. It's one of his favorites, but it just... I don't want to say they're grasping at straws, but it feels like Liquid came, they were prepared, they're playing on point. NaVi is just like, damn, what the hell do we do?
To me, it kind of telegraphs what the mindset is right now. It's that they're frustrated that they don't get to play aggressively. So now we're literally going to run at you. We're going to pick Disruptor, and we're going to take Lifestealer, and we're going to run in, go, and we're going to fight. And I like to see that, because what I was going to say about NaVi is that one thing that can help them in this situation is that I feel like they have like these kind of fiery personalities where it's like, okay, they're ready to take that risk. Yeah. They're ready to just YOLO it up, do something completely different, crash and burn. It's either going to look amazing or it's going to suck. But it's better than if they just try to make minor tweaks to what happened before and just losing in the same way. So I kind of like this, actually. I'm not going to say it's going to win, because they've been looking like they've been struggling so far in the finals, but this is the kind of stuff that needs to happen. If they get going, get some sort of momentum in the game, then who knows? Maybe they can swing it around, but for now, Liquid look incredible today.
We talk a lot about NaVi looking great, but if you think about their run to get to this final, they 2-0, 2-0, 2-0'd. They were ahead in a lot of those games. We didn't really see them struggle like they have so far in the early to mid game. I think Liquid have keyed in on that pretty well. They're abusing them in the lanes. They're not giving General that lead. In fact, they're shutting General down, and he's very much the definition of a feast or famine offlaner. And those are the heroes he's playing, Beastmaster, Batrider. You don't get a good start in the laning phase. Like, there's just not much you can even do to come back into it, especially when that's not your style of play.
We have a lot of bans indeed targeted towards General over this entire series.
I was looking for this Enigma ban. I think this is the way you ensure that Liquid don't pull that one on you again where they tri-lane General. Now you're going to look to activate General, get him into the game. So now Liquid can't do this. I want to say it's a one-off thing that they have. This is the only way that we've seen them play 3+1 is Taiga on Enigma offlane. If they don't have that, they're not going to tri-lane safe lane, most likely. I don't know what he could possibly play. alone in the bottom lane, or Boxy for that matter.
We've seen only Boxy play Timber, but Timber also banned. Like, I think that's the other one that might make a case for the similar style.
10
True.
seconds
But banned
remaining.
as well for that reason, yeah.
And Timber with minimal help at least can do it. If you got like
5
2 waves
seconds
with a
remaining.
support, you can leave him and start tri-laning, but that is also out. So I feel like Na'Vi are starting to figure out the puzzle. The question is if it's too late.
I have a question. At what point would this be a good game for Lone Druid? Because we see it banned first phase, because obviously Quakefa is an absolute beast on it.
It's pretty counterpicked here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you don't feel like it's a thing here?
I don't like it against Phoenix Lifestealer. I think there's too many problems. And I also don't like it paired with Spectre. I don't feel like that's the
Okay.
kind of...
I love what Liquid's got so far, man. I think this is just such a solid draft. The DP with the Spectre is like one of my favorite 1-2 punches right now. It's got great matchups. We already saw them play DP to great effect against the Lifestealer. Like, you know they're ready when you see them snap picking like this throughout the draft.
5
Could be a Boxy
seconds
Invoker
remaining.
coming up, and they play that strategy again. Put the DP off lane for Quakefa with either Rubik or their last support. Not really seeing any solutions to Phoenix currently for Liquid. Not that was a major problem last game, because they kind of just trashed them around the map. But if it does come to an organized team fight, obviously Disruptor plus Phoenix is very deadly. You try to kill the egg, you can get caught in Static Storm, you can get glimpsed away. You can get zoned off by Kinetic Field. Pretty natural synergy there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
What's the general hero? That's the question. I could see them going for like an LC, but it's just very unconventional. And you need something with frontline. Like, you pretty much need to pick a strength hero. Of course, the Mars. That's something Liquid loves.
Game, I think.
Yeah, second phase.
Yeah.
It's something Liquid has a lot of experience against, but this team fight now is pretty nuts from Na'Vi. You got the Phoenix Mars combo, Disruptor with the kinetic field, like the massive AoE control. Liquid gonna need to think about a BKB offlaner.
General has played Mars 6
5
times this
seconds
tournament.
remaining.
5 times it resulted in a victory.
He's a really good Mars player. I think his best heroes right now are probably Mars, Pangolier. Beast and Bat are more game dependent. Like you said, they're really hit or miss. I want to say Mars can be very hit or miss as well, but at the very least, even if you have a bad start, if you have a team that plays well around Arena of Blood, you can be an enabler. It's kind of like if Void has a bad game, if Chrono is amazing in the game, you can still win.
Yeah.
If Beastmaster has a bad game,
You kind of...
there's not much you can do. You have a Roar, right? So...
They left Wisp in the pool.
They did. We have an IO in the pool.
It's a lot of sustain, a lot of stacking damage reduction. And Na'Vi, it's that same scenario where it feels like V-Tune's going to be responsible for a brunt of the just sustained DPS within a fight.
Do you feel like, because Spectre is not your typical combination for IO. Does it matter? Is it just good regardless of which core you pair it up with?
I don't think they're going to be laning together. I actually think IO will either be laning with Quakefa's DP top, or they're going to put DP mid and last pick a hero for Boxy that IO lanes with.
And the thing about Spectre with Wisp is just that, Spectre turns damage taken into damage output. The tether into mech is like 1200 healing. And it's just more damage. Spectre stays alive. You can't, how many times did we see it at TI when OG made that miracle run where they're just trying to kill Spectre? Ana lives, or he buys back, buys back haunts, and like the fight's just over because you take so much damage from trying to Zerg this guy down. Viper's still in the pool. It's a possibility if you want the break mechanic, but if you don't take that, I just feel like Na'Vi fall off so hard into the mid-late game that Liquid once again just need one team fight, one advantage, and then they're in a winning position.
I think the key if you're playing against IO Spectre is if Spectre is tether, just don't try to kill the spec.
No.
Like, kill somebody else.
Kill the Wisp.
Go on the IO, go on the Rubik, go on even the DP. If tether is used, you know that save is not coming out on another hero, and that's what you kind of want to force tether in a way so that you can select a different target.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Vessel being the godlike item of this game for Na'Vi, so maybe a mid hero that buys Vessel naturally, like Ember Spirit, could be a possibility. I'm not sure what else I'm really thinking for Iceberg with Vessel. Invoker's banned. It got banned by Liquid. They banned the Quap, who could have also bought a Vessel.
Played a couple Pugna games, Kunkka games, Nature's Prophet
Punka
games.
with Vessel sounds really good, actually.
Kunka's quite nice. You want that catch too. You don't want to be playing with just Mars. I guess you have Disruptor too, but I want them to have a hero that can frontline. I think it's necessary to set up the rest of their lineup, and you're right. You just need a Vessel. You really just need a Vessel.
Kunka's just great. Like, even if the lane matchup is a bit hard, let's say you're playing against DP, that's probably the biggest concern here if Iceberg can handle that lane. But even if you lose the lane slightly, let's say you lose it like I don't know, 10 CS, minute 10 or whatever. I don't know if that's slightly.
Remaining.
Call it what you want. Cooker can always go and get stacks in the jungle, and it gives them a way of starting fights on their terms. And if Liquid try to help, they have Glimpse against the relocate, and they have Static Storm against the relocate. And they have glimpses when the enemy team runs away after they get X. I think that's the logic here.
It's a different style from Liquid. I think they just recognize what you're talking about, because this is not a teamfight lineup anymore. This is all about the skirmishes. You pop DP ult, you pop Haunt, try and get a kill into a tower push, but they're going to just try and play split around the map. You've got Wisp and Spectre double global with a Bat Rider. So by just effectively playing off map as Boxy, you threaten everywhere on map.
So far this tournament, it has only been Quickfa playing Bat.
Oh, true, and they can just Boxy DP, yeah.
Really good thing about this Bat pick is that it can go mid, because now something like Kunkka actually looks really, really rough. I think Kunkka can do okay against DP. I think against Bat Rider, it's miserable. Yeah, so
it's a good point, too, because you always say you want Bat to have two favorable matchups. You don't want him against Lifestealer, but now you're in a situation where NaVi, you want to pick the hero that wins the game, but if it can't lane against, oh god.
Is one of the heroes that Iceberg likes mid.
Okay.
I think he sets a high tempo with that most of the time. I remember having some criticism of him going for the wrong build some game, but it's a comfort hero.
It is. I'm not completely sold on this. I actually like NaVi a lot up until this point, but I'm not sold that Nature's Prophet is a solution to this game.
Well, on the bright side for all the NaVi fans, you did say that NaVi had the better lineup the previous two games. So if you're now saying that NaVi doesn't, maybe they have a shot. If
honestly, what I like regardless is that they want to go, right? It's Nature's Prophet teleport. It's a Disruptor Glimpse. It's a Mars jumping in. Get fight started, take initiative, and get out of the laning stage intact this time. And there's a good chance. But Liquid's looking really good, of course. So
later this game goes. Like we saw yesterday, PA against Alina. Spectre versus Nature's Prophet ends up the same way. At a point, you just pop Haunt, find him, kill him, and like that's the mid player of the enemy team who's just dead.
Well, let's at least see if for this third game, if NaVi can actually find their playstyle, or maybe Team Liquid is just gonna clean 3-0 sweep here in the grand finals. Let's find out with ODPixel and Fogged.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're up to the third game here between the two sides of NaVi and Liquid. 2-0 lead at the moment for Liquid. Fogged, we thought we'd escaped the 3-0 stomps when we saw that Team Secret weren't making it to grand finals this time. Have we escaped them, or is Liquid about to do it here again?
Liquid's drafted themselves another strong scaling lineup. Bit greedy again, so if they do get away with the greed, it can look real strong. But NaVi, this is going to be the test, I feel. Maybe I said this also last game, but last game they broke General and Roger to the point where they couldn't have a game. They couldn't actually get their game plan online. I feel like this one for NaVi, they've shown a lot of promise with this Phoenix and this Mars, just when they're able to take all these fights and run head into you. And with this Disruptor, we know how good these CIS teams do play with it. Let's see if they can battle versus Liquid this time, because they did give up that IO again.
They did. They did. The global potential certainly there from Liquid when it starts to make the moves. And what are you seeing?
Look at this adaptation. They don't want to actually have the Nature's Prophet mid versus the Bat. They're going to put the Lifestealer mid. So this is a matchup that we've seen, in the side lanes for the Lifestealer. You just play around that Rage.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, right? I mean, Vichin should be all right, right? And as you say, he's a lifestealer. He's not going to die to the Bat. I mean, is he? He's not going to die, but is he going to have an easy time, or is it still a little tricky left on his own?
I'm wondering how tricky it actually might be, because Rage, it is an 18-second cooldown.
Sure, you have, when you don't have the Rage, you got to be careful, right? So it's kind of a game where you're trying to farm and then you're popping Rage at the moment that the Bat tries to actually go for a kill on you.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen it in the mid lane, so I'm curious to see how it's going to work in the mid, because in the side lane, sometimes you get some help, and you can actually play around your Rage timings when you do have that downtime. Let's see if, I think Koikva might be able to play around this one a little bit. I think V2 will get farmed, because he's got the base damage and his attack speed and all that, but I think he might be threatened a bit. Every time Rage is down, I think Koikva's going to push the limits on him.
Yeah, and you think, like, Liquid, they'll keep it like this, they won't try and, like, swap boxing Koikva's lanes?
Maybe they will just swap it. They're actually going to. Yeah, Boxy's going to move toward mid, so then he's going to have this really good matchup versus the Lifestealer, and then this is perfect for Liquid. This is very ideal.
This is, something that Liquid can do, as we were talking about earlier today, because Boxy, he's more than happy to play the mid role. He's been put in the mid lane multiple times now throughout the tournament, and he does fine.
Yep. And we'll see how Vtoon does in this matchup. He's still got good sustain. I mean, it's still this Lifestealer mid who's got all this sustain from the right clicks. Harassment's going to be there for Boxy, but I feel like Vtoon should be able to farm now. He's going to be full to farm in this matchup anyway, but Boxy's also going to get free farm. Bottom, this set matchup, though, they can actually set up a lot of kills onto Iceberg like this if he's not careful with his positioning. But the nukes from the Disruptor could help a lot. But yeah, IO plus Batrider is very threatening. The move speed, you can just get on top of these heroes very quickly and burn them down. Always want to fly doing a great job there with that harassment.
Vtoon.
And they're actually swapping lanes. Vtoon, he doesn't want to actually be versus the Death Prophet, and Liquid's going to follow. So just musical lanes coming out here.
I guess overall a little easier for NaVi to make the moves with, well, I guess Iceberg, because he has got the 2 teleports, but...
Yep. But Boxy walked, so he saved his TP so that he can make the role reversal if they do switch. And
who's going to concede to this first, these musical lanes? That's the question.
I mean, Vtoon is hiding himself. He's TPing back toward mid. And Iceberg's going to start TPing bottom. Musical lanes all around here. Boxy, we're probably going to see him maybe look to move as well. And yeah, Vtoon almost level 3. Koifa still level 1. Haven't looked up top yet, but Mickey getting aggressive on Roger. Can they actually get the kill? They can. They get the first blood.
They will. First blood for Mickey. General's able to take down both Insania and Mickey's Courier in return. First blood for the Spectre.
And it looks like Liquid is gonna... It looks like they're keeping it like this for now. So Koifa is gonna be super slowed down. Now he can't actually take advantage of rage downtime. It's already level 3 Lifestealer. He's like level 1. And he's already got those 10 stick charges. So, yep. Swap's working out for NaVi, and already General is getting a game. That's what we saw, what Liquid did the last 2 games. They just prevented General as well as Roger from having good starts. General is going to absolutely have a game now.
I mean, it's just a great lane, right? And he's not up against the tri-lane.
Nope. And he can pressure. He definitely can. It's it's great for Liquid that they got the first blood from Mickey, but yeah, General and Roger are going to actually be able to have a good impact now. Bottom. Some pressure on always want to fly.
And onto Iceberg. Getting
even Iceberg here.
Very aggressive. He's got Crit Swarm up in a second.
Oh, actually gets him.
Boxy. He's got it. Thunderstrike is down as well as the tower hits. And he will die. Will die. They always want to fly, having enough damage with the Thunderstrike. So they get the trade.
And yeah, I mean, Koifa's now just getting ruined in mid. He can't do anything to Vtoon. He actually just has to start playing cutting lanes and just playing that type of mechanic versus this Lifestealer from all these lane swaps. Bottom, Taiga will be okay. But NaVi's actually getting to play their game, as they really didn't get to play in the last 2, so...
Oh yeah, this is already...
better.
Infinitely better there for NaVi. They're up to a lead here, 3 minutes in. They've managed to force things the way they wanted it. And they're getting good farm on all 3 cores so far.
And they're really slowing, they're really shutting down Koifa. He pulls the wave to meet them on Vtoon. He denies all the creeps from Koifa, even though he's trying to get any type of farm.
Both lanes now bottom. They kill our Tiger. Top lane General's able to blow up Mickey.
Much better. And we see General double bracers too. He's going to be confident up in this lane. He's going to be going for the bottleneck so he can stay sustained. And they're going to continue being able to slow down the farm of the Spectre. Yeah. Can't say how much better this is really for NaVi. As bottom though, he will lose Iceberg the second time still.
Just enough damage there coming in before Iceberg was able to TP away from the 2 of them.
Those deaths are actually quite concerning. The Lifestealer is free farming, but this Nature's Prophet, he already has a tough game across the board with what he's playing against naturally. Spectre and Batrider are going to be able to eat him alive throughout the mid-game and later stages. Him having a tough time in lane is a bit concerning for NaVi. Yeah, Vtoon, he's taken over the mid lane. He's actually pushed Koifa. Koifa has to just go jungle, in fact.
Yeah, he's just not been able to get any of the CS in the mid at all. How well Vtoon's been able to deny against him. Vtoon also stepping up to take that 5-minute rune off Liquid's half of the map.
And he's even using his illusions to block the camps so that they don't respawn.
Oh, damn.
Blocking both of them. Oh, he actually missed the secondary block.
He couldn't get that one in time. But the intent was there. Yeah, it's a good idea from Vtoon.
Insania. he'll go down as well. The Orb of Venom slow, kicking in. Seen this picked up a lot of times on these offlane Mars, and yeah, NaVi.
And this is starting to play out how we've seen NaVi's victories come out through for all the wins that they did have up until the grand finals. You know, General just popping off from the start, 3 kills on him. VTune getting perfect farm in whichever scenario and area NaVi's able to find for him.
And it's the mid lifestealer too, so he's free farming, but he's also getting insane levels. He's already level 6 on this lifestealer too, so he can look to make moves around the map early on because of this spike here. And he's got the Infest with that Nature's Prophet too. Taiga. Bring it to Always Wanna Fly. Can't quite punish him though.
And yeah, so as you said, well, overall at the moment for NaVi, the only worry really is Iceberg on the prop and what sort of game he's going to be able to make for himself.
Yeah, and what he's going to be able to actually provide in the game too, because he is just versus these natural counters that he's going to have to get an early BKB to try to protect himself. But even then, there's just so many things that just go right through it. As Always Wanna Fly, he steps up a bit too far versus Boxy.
Fair fire.
Fairy fire.
Gonna keep him alive, and with the sprout down onto Tiger, I suppose trying to turn. Tiger, he's on the run, but the creeps are hitting in, and Tiger, he's gonna pop as dies there. Iceberg, see, covering a little bit with that sort of kill. He's still hunting for Always Wanna Fly. Can't quite find him though. Always Wanna Fly able to juke him out and get away. Boxy's still trying to chase him down, but he has no mana left.
Nicely done. Decent stack on the bottom side too. A little double stack here at the ready if either team does want to contest this. Koikfa could look for it. Koikfa not even going to be able to get that rune. Which had been sitting there for a minute up top. VTune just walks in and takes it. Yeah, I mean, he's really just... He's trying to deny all the creeps too when Koikfa does Firefly. He's doing just a great job, VTune, really, in this matchup. 49-12. Slowing down that start of Liquid. 2k gold lead already for NaVi. Level 6 up on General, too.
Immediately making the move onto Mickey. They drop the arena and the spear down. Mickey, is he going to be able to live through this damage? They're diving in on him. Mickey turns with the dagger, but Iceberg TP's over, has that extra bit of damage to offer to take out Mickey yet again.
Top tower is under attack.
NaVi really putting the pressure onto Mickey, and I mean, this game, it's just a complete difference from what we've been seeing from NaVi so far this grand finals. It looks like they're just... I mean, what is the big difference, do you think, from this game compared to the other two with how NaVi's being able to get such a good start out of this game 3?
They actually fixed their lanes. They actually moved their lanes around to be able to respond to Liquid accordingly. Top still will lose Iceberg to the double ult combo. But yeah, I think it really is just because of just slight movements with musical lanes and just giving themselves actually a real lane up top. Having Liquid have a dual lane bottom, they actually can just do a regular dual lane top and be able to play the game.
VTune, he's charging in up top with the DD. Koikfa's got to be careful how close he gets to this. And already there's the slow from the dive. He's not got Firefly. VTune is going to be able to get it on top of Koikfa. And with the DD, he's going to have no trouble taking him down.
And this is such a nice natural move for him because he already killed the mid tower so early on. I know.
Another tower for him.
Radiant's lifestealer is under attack.
He's definitely going to be a big problem for them to deal with.
Bottom.
Boxy, they have another ult on General in a second.
Set up. Look towards Boxy here. Boxy with the exorcism out. NaVi will respect it a bit, starting to back off.
Tower is under attack.
General has got the combo if he wants to try and commit, but a little scary whilst Boxy has the ghost up and Tiger with a potential tether.
He's fighting Tiger though.
Tiger though, the silence does come out to stop the spear follow-up straight away. Tiger still taking heavy damage from the Thunder Strike and the right clicks of Iceberg and Always Wanna Fly. They've taken the IO out.
They're kiting up Boxy. His exorcism's about to start ending too. Always Wanna Fly. He has glimpse at the ready in a second too.
Yep, Sprouts out. And General, he's heading over. Spears up in a second. Boxy is going to get pinned against the tree line. NaVi take down the two of them.
NaVi's just on all fronts this game, already up to a 4k lead, and VTune, he's just leading the charge up top. He just parks himself in the lane. They can bring 3 heroes bottom. They can't actually rotate to help out bottom for Boxy and Taiga because of how behind they are in this early game. This is looking like a totally different one.
And this is going to be the game where we will certainly see Liquid tested. You know, we're just sort of coming into this series. It was these sort of openings the reason why I think a lot of us felt that this could be a tough series for Liquid, because when Na'Vi do get this sort of advantage this early on, they don't lose these games. Na'Vi have not been making mistakes that have allowed them to sort of lose these sort of early game leads.
No, they continue applying the pressure, and Liquid, it is Spectre, he does need some time to back up and farm the jungle. He does have to hit some Ancients, he does have to hit some stacks, and now with these early towers taken out from Na'Vi, they can look to invade. They have such a good team fight too around that invasion that they can definitely bring it to Liquid in those triangle areas.
On a V2. Look to charge in straight away on Boxy. They've dropped the Static Storm down. Boxy is in a lot of trouble. The relocate will take Boxy out, but the glimpse timed perfectly to bring Tiger back into action so he doesn't get out himself.
He does save the core though, so Liquid will take that, but the pressure immediately. Na'Vi with the Nature's Prophet here, they're going to take out the third and final tier 1. That's going to inhibit Liquid's movement around the map so much, and it's just going to make all their moves obvious.
Super fast, yeah. 3 tier 1s and 11 minutes in. Very fast pressure from Na'Vi.
And they just have such good team fight around it all too. Is if Liquid does try to bring the battle to them, they'll fight back, and now they actually make their way into that triangle like we're mentioning. They can just take away the Ancients. Spectre not going to have the time to farm those, Mika.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be able to contest Na'Vi here by the looks of it, unless they bring everyone in. They are bringing the 4 of them over.
Quakefa's coming over to it. It is just 2 heroes for Na'Vi right now. B-Tune does have to give some respect because there is a BKB piercing disable. Does have to give respect whenever the bat is there versus Lasso.
Until Quakefa has the blink though, limited catch.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be pretty easy for V-Tune to see them come running at him.
Iceberg looks like he's going to be the target for Quakefa. He's already setting up toward top for him. They have the haunt too if they want to. Iceberg? Definitely going to get ran down here.
Instant haunt. And Iceberg. No way of playing his way out of this one.
They save the lasso for themselves too. Mid, always one of Fly's looking for the glimpse. He's just short of it. Can't quite. And now the relocate from Liquid.
Alright, just going to bring Boxy over. What's one of Fly is on the retreat there? No, the combo. And the relocate's just taking them straight into all 3 ults, perfectly placed down by General Always Want to Fly and Roger. As soon as they come in with that reload, Static Storm, Arena, and Supernova, the combo is done, it's perfected. And it's a relocate gone wrong.
Na'Vi prepared for it perfectly. Quakefa top. He's also going to get attacked there by V-Tune. But yeah, just that's one thing Liquid has to be very careful. Like they don't really have the team fight this game to match in comparison versus Na'Vi. Na'Vi with this, we've seen them a couple times this tournament, either with Mars, Phoenix, and Willow. Mars, Phoenix +1. They're really good at predicting those type of movements, and they were just set up perfectly for it. Yeah, relocates have to be very careful under that egg. If they don't have Quakefa especially leading the charge, leading an initiation.
12-5. Na'Vi really giving Liquid a bit of a taste of their own medicine after the struggles that Na'Vi had in the first 2 games. Bottom lane, Iceberg.
Iceberg. Oh, the flame break pushed him away, but they do have the lasso still. He did save it from before. And they will be able to set up for another kill. So Quakefa's still getting quite a bit done here with these boots of travel. And as we said, Iceberg's got to be that big target every single time. If they know where he is, they're going to gun right for him with that bat. He has to be a little bit more careful with his positioning, and I think he just can't show in lanes really so much as this Nature's Prophet right now.
And his game's not going to get much easier as well. But going for this Orchid build, going on the aggressive, no sort of blade mail or BKB, but I mean, I would imagine he's going to have to build something defensive afterwards, right?
Absolutely. Actually, yeah, that is a good call. I mean, the Orchid, it doesn't really have that many incredible merits this game. Like the Spectre he's gonna be building Manta, and the other cores, I mean, silencing Death Prophet's always nice, but Boxy, he's already going for an item to counteract that. I'm pretty sure he's getting an early BKB this game.
Yeah, BKB's around, right? Quakefa as well.
Yeah.
So instantly. Yeah, but I mean, how close is Iceberg to the Orchid? He's okay. He's
pretty much has it.
He's going to have it.
See if he can get some kills and pickoffs and break them from getting those BKBs at their timings. Because, I mean, Liquid, when they do have those BKB timings, it is going to be strong with the 2 of them. Because then, as we said, Na'Vi, they have those big ultis that make their team fight so strong. BKBs just make them not really do much of anything. The Disruptor, the Phoenix, the Mars, it's going to make them a lot weaker in those fights. Blink already done on General, so now if he's able to actually bait with Iceberg a lot of the times, they can set up some nice counter ganks. Iceberg can now show in lanes and have General sitting behind him waiting for the movements of the Bat Rider.
And There we go. Smoke up to come in with the big blink reveal. See what General can get.
Sania.
Well, they'll jump themselves in onto him, and they'll settle for the Rubik.
The relocate comes in behind. They're going to glimpse out the Death Prophet, though.
Okay, Mickey walks back over. Looks to always want to fight. The static storm's down. Again, the combo. The storm, the egg, the arena is trapped. Mickey, he's trying to run away from the egg, but the supernova stun kicks into action. They won't have the damage to kill him, though. So they've got to start backing off. Liquid, can they chase for anything here? V-Tunes had the time to turn up. Quite for having to be careful as V-Tune's starting to run him down with the boosted travel speed. Quite for should be fine. They'll make it out of there. Liquid are just lucky to not lose anything more then, as again, just Na'Vi laying down this team fight combo and not really much else that Liquid could do other than try and run.
Yeah, I feel like Liquid's actually pretty happy, all things considered, with that one there, right? Because of the way that hole kicks off. Like, Spectre lives. The Boxy situation is a bit of concern there, though, right? Exorcism pop, then he just gets glimpsed to the opposite side of the map, and he has no way to get back into the fight with this team. So nice glimpse coming out from Always Want to Fly to move that position, and they still are able to invade the Ancients. V-Tune's still stealing a double stack here. So still applying that pressure and still forcing Liquid's reactions, which is exactly what they do want to be doing, especially before these BKBs do come out. Setting up for Koifa up top. Very quick move from Always Want to Fly.
Yeah, Iceberg and General heading over. I don't know if there's any way that Koifa can juke his way away from this. As the spear's out, Silence as well. He's got a bit left on the Firefly.
He's actually out of vision now for them.
He is living.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
See how long
he's hiding.
He's able to die there.
Yeah, he'll get it by the
General. Great spear down the tree line. Catches Koifa out.
Bottom. They find Insania as well too. Quick, easy open wounds finds him.
And that's going to be V-Tune's man to pretty much done. So now no longer worried about the silences from the DP catching him off in the fights, and also having some sort of way to confuse Koifa if Koifa's ever trying to run him down and go for a quick lasso.
6K gold lead. Na'Vi continuing to do a good job of applying this pressure, which they do need to apply because they are still playing versus this scary Spectre who Mike is getting good space. He's still not the same as that Lifestealer, but they still do want to be dictating the pace of the game, making these aggressive moves.
I have the ults ready to go again, Na'Vi, so good time to maybe try and do something. Is it the same moment where Haunt is back up once more? So they're not making a play onto the Spectre. Mike is very likely to join in response.
Yeah. They just have to be careful about how they do set up the moves to not get outnumbered, because the thing is, like, Liquid can always just bring 3 heroes, maybe even 4 because of the boots of travel from the bat, so they have to be very careful of how they make those moves. Liquid definitely still wants to get a little bit more time. They're very close to those double BKBs that'll help their fighting just so much more. Na'Vi looking to take advantage. Haste rune on General. No offensive wards scouting this area out here. They've got a good read of Mika's movements at the moment. Even with the scan now. Gonna sweep over to the triangle.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, they're right on top of Mike.
Got him. And they go with a combo. Mike, he's able to make his way out of the static storm, but the arena's out. Straight to the wall he goes. The General Spear has the exact one they're hunting for, Na'Vi. They get the jump on the Spectre, then they know that there's absolutely no chance that Liquid's going to try and turn and fight back.
Yeah, and they get him before he does get the timing. He's still pretty far from the Manta, still about 1,000 away. And also they cover the spear. I love that General does this. I've been watching this a lot too. He does get the bulwark off, so Insania not able to get the steal off today. Yeah, Liquid just still on the back foot, still trying to farm these BKB so they can take the fights. They will have the one finished, and I believe Koikfus is about to be done too. So that'll be big for them to fight into this, but Na'Vi, they're getting so much out of the map from these ultis right now. Roger, he's level 12, and he's got the Spirit Vessel done for some time now versus this huge healing lineup that Liquid has. This is going to be big.
Yeah, these level 2 eggs are going to be hard to deal with. We're seeing already with the team fight setup that Na'Vi have, it's very easy to just place the egg down with Liquid having no chance to take it out.
Yeah, BKB is going to help a lot, though. Like, the tethered target with the BKB, like, if it's boxy, he can actually kill that egg with the attack speed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. She overcharges. Definitely something to take into account.
Ooh. They see Mika again. There's a glimpse at the ready, too.
They're going to be able to do it a second time in a row. He's going to be pinned to the tree. He's got his blade mail out. The tether's looking in, but the static storm's down on the two of them. As he'll buy back Horn. The exorcism's out. Can Liquid turn this?
Can they catch? They need to get something big out of this buyback here.
The glimpse is going to be there onto Mika. He's sent back. Always want to play. He's going to go for the TP out, but he's not making it. They will use the lasso to guarantee the disruptor kill, but Na'Vi definitely able to really limit their losses there into a scenario where the Spectre's buying back to haunt in.
That was... Liquid just used a haunt, a lasso, and a buyback, and an exorcism to just kill mostly the disruptor. They also do get Iceberg, but... That's a very expensive one for Liquid, and Na'Vi just continuing to go aggressive here. Boxy. VTune is just stalking him with that TP coming in from Iceberg.
I mean, he's got a BKB, but he's not got a TP. Boxy. So, well, he's standing his ground at the moment with the Siphon. Seems to be doing him quite well.
The IO is moving toward him. Taiga starting to make the way over, but they see the IO. They see Taiga with the ward. He actually can't go bail out his buddy as Boxy is trying.
BKB, but he's still dead. He's absolutely still dead. The physical they have certainly comes in. It's 20-9.
Owning these fights.
They are. This is it's really turning the series on its head. This game 3, just as much of a beatdown as game 1 and 2 have been. The other way around.
Looking like the Na'Vi. Yeah, looking like the Na'Vi that we're used to seeing with this disruptor making these aggressive plays. Yeah, dictating the pace of the game, not letting Liquid just back up and get this type of farm. I mean, V2, Manta, Deso, and Armlet is about to be done. Then they can start looking to threaten Roche too, where Liquid, they can't contest for a long time. These BKBs, they've come out now, but maybe a bit too slow as Mika. He's been slowed down so much from these last few deaths.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're actually scanning, expecting that Roche at the moment already.
Yeah, definite space for Na'Vi to consider it with how quickly they're taking over the jungle of Liquid. This tier 2 tower on the top lane going down.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And Koikfa, without this, he has his BKB, so with team fights around him, it's a lot stronger for Liquid, but they have no way to catch. They have no way to start the fights, and Na'Vi has just so many different versions of being able to, with the glimpses, with just general jumping in, with the Phoenix, just so many different ways for them to do so. Yeah, until Liquid does have the blink on Koikfa, it feels like it's going to be hard for them to make their own play. They're going to have to do a lot of reactive plays for the most part here.
There we go.
Yeah, there goes the Roche. The Deso's online.
They do have their ults up, Liquid, and they're starting to move over. Haunts at the ready.
Okay. Manta also done on Mickey. Na'Vi's expecting these moves, though.
Na'Vi's going to come over with a
actually got a counter smoke. Oh.
See if General.
Are scanning.
They're looking for Spectre.
Oh, if they can jump Mickey.
They still have really good vision up in the northern side of the jungle.
For the high ground, Liquid Koikfa's going to put the BKB General straight over. They'll jump over the infected. Look at the burst down. Insania goes down. Lasso, sounded General. General falls. The Supernova off to the sidelines. Nobody can reach it. They're able to keep the egg alive. The stun connecting onto Mickey.
Run, Mickey.
Trapped in the storm. The kinetic field. Mickey goes down. He's out for 80. And now Na'Vi, they're ready to back off. Iceberg TP's out. Koikfa's desperately trying to chase for more. Knocks back V2 with the flame break. The stolen glimpse used will bring him back into range.
Okay.
Tiger and Boxy, a big catch there from Insania with the glimpse.
And a pretty decent fight there for Liquid. It does cost them some buybacks, but not too bad around the area, the way it all kicks off. All the ults from Na'Vi being used, but they get V-Tune. They get the big kill.
And they stop Na'Vi from being able to take the Roshan for now. Bottom lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Koikfa. Is he going to be able to stop this? No, Iceberg. Up the TP, Koikfa not with anything at the ready.
Look at how General just gets full focus. The silence catches him. They throw the lasso, so no Mars ulti. The egg is pretty much perfect there. V2 able to stick on these targets.
Yeah, I mean, it's because I guess that's what it was at the start of the fight, right? It was the stolen static storm, right, from Insania.
Oh, yeah, good call on that one.
The first one was that when Mars came in, that's what messed up the whole initiation for him, the static storm. Because the second one we did see coming out was definitely that of always one of flies.
Good eye. Yeah, I didn't see that there.
I'm saying you're making some nice moves there, playing around with the Disruptors toolkit. A good glimpse at the end as well. I mean, it looked like it was going to be close to the Rage coming back up, but wasn't available. And now NaVi, they're going to try and go back in and finish this. They're still obviously at quite a lead, and B-Tune's still incredibly big.
They got it. Without Exorcism, there's no way. Like, Haunt might be very important, but we're really seeing that Boxy's actually doing the majority of damage inside of the fight still. Mickey is not quite online just yet, so without Exorcism, no way they do contest.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
B-Tune. Aegis at the ready.
Oh, this ward is actually full duration ward here up on that high ground. 15 seconds left on it. It's done so much work to scout all of Liquid's moves. Mech finished up on Taiga, so he is quite a lot stronger now on the IO. He did get this very late this game. Usually we see it between like 14 to 18. He just finished it up a few minutes ago. So they will have that big sustain kicking in that, I mean, could have actually saved quite a lot in the last few fights.
Boxy trying to poke a B-Tune.
B-Tune?
They're getting a little low. Let's have to jump over towards Iceberg. Mickey doing as much as he can with the space that's left on the map, with NaVi pressuring the high ground.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Koifa starting to get on the search. He has the blink and the BKB. General is showing in mid, but he's got teammates very close.
That's a bit of a tough one to go for.
They've got their ults back available, though, for Liquid. So if they do see NaVi split up too much, they can look for opportunities to go for this. NaVi, though, not going to give him that chance. Sticking all together.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Seeing the next item coming out for Roger pretty soon. Shiva's. It's going to be another one to counteract that healing, which Liquid's draft is a lot about with the Spirit Siphon with the IO. There's a lot about just over-sustaining in the fights and just going for the long-duration team fights. That's what Liquid really wants, and that's what they're really thriving for. It's just a long-duration fight versus NaVi. Because NaVi, they do start to get weaker versus those long fights. Lifestealer, sure, he thrives in those long fights, but the Phoenix, the Mars, these heroes do suffer if they do get to that point where Liquid is able to survive the initial jumps. And they do find a catch. They're actually going to use everything.
It's going to work. General. He'll go down. Gets the ult off. Can they do anything with this? Always want to fly. Comes in from the side. He's been able to trap Mickey. Mickey trying to manage his way out of it. But Mickey, he's falling low. And Mickey's going to go down.
He's just dead. Ends up not being worth it for Liquid at all as they set up for that kill and they lose their most important hero.
Yeah, I get. What was the case with Tiger? Was he just, he didn't have to tether back up to take him out? Or...
I'd have to re-see it. I didn't actually get to see what happened with Tiger there trying to save him. That was weird.
That's a big one. I mean, as you said, they threw everything in to kill General, only to end up still losing the Spectre yet again. Now NaVi, so they've still got this Aegis to play on V-Tune.
Oh, and look at this DD top. Koifa, he's going to be able to swing over and maybe take that DD away from them at least. Yeah, he will. But Mickey, that's a couple deaths now in a row for him. Not getting the goal of just sticking around and surviving throughout these. Iceberg. On the prowl, but Koifa, he has vision of him. They have to relocate back up in a second too. Taiga, he's going to pair with the Spectre. At the same time, General is TPing on the outpost to set up onto Boxy, it seems.
It's a Koifa. He's going to jump. Straight away with the setup. Relocate comes in. Iceberg immediately torn apart now by Mickey with the Manta. So they can make.
Oh, he's going to be a tough game for Iceberg.
Yeah. Not really
much
much you can do against that.
They're still set up around him if they can get the spear initially. Boxy sees them now, though, and Boxy is also level 18, so he does have max level Exorcism.
And now, Mickey, he's got the Basher complete, so whoever he does get on top of in these fights, they're going to be it's pretty hard for them to run away from the Spectre.
Yeah, he's going for he's counteracting the cores. He's just itemizing to deal with the Nature's Prophet and that Lifestealer on the Spectre. I mean, it is a 9,000 gold lead for NaVi, but you can start seeing Liquid. They're getting some signs of hope for themselves with this lineup. NaVi have to start punching a little bit harder here just to stop Liquid from having this room.
They're going to come in with another big move with this smoke. General leading the way with V-Tune inside and ready to pop.
Liquid all playing together here.
Can he get the jump here, General? Boxy's there, straight in they go. Boxy, how's his reaction going to be? He's going to put the BKB. The telekinesis up.
Oh, General.
General also silenced. Sentry dropped down. They've come in with the hot. The egg's out, but they're looking.
Egg's down.
Can they kill the egg off in time? Quite for trying to hit in as well. They're going to be able to kill it. They get the supernova taken out. Vichun is silenced, lassoed, locked down. Uh-oh. He's down the once. Can they do it a second time here? As they'll surround him. Iceberg teasing with TPing over. Vichun's going to try and turn towards Boxy. Boxy's still having the exorcism going. Iceberg comes in with the silence onto the bat as Quake was pushed over to the side. But Iceberg's dead. Vichun's still trying to work with Boxy, but the heals of the exorcism bring back Boxy to full HP. Mickey has the bat. He surrounds the lifestealer. Vichun's trying to kill Quake, bring him down with him. We'll get it. Quake goes down. Vichun turns General. Spear pushes Mickey over towards the side. Boxy gets the silence out of the two of them. But Vichun, he's living through it all with these armlet toggles, and now he's able to try and chase for another. As they catch Boxy, Vichun will claim another. This lifestealer surviving throughout it all, despite it looking to be a fight where Liquid were going to have the chance to take the lead.
I mean, Vichun just holding his ground. He spent his gold before as the fighter before the fight was happening. He got the Scotty, so he actually was able to stick on Boxy and just play around it really nicely. That Manta actually saves him at the end there. I feel like if he didn't have Manta there, the Desolate damage would have actually killed him. But having the illusions to not allow that makes him have this extra survivability. I cannot believe that Vichun actually can take the fight for his team there. It looked like Liquid was going to clean up.
Vichun keeping it clutch here. On par with the performances that we've come to be so used to seeing from him in this tournament.
Oh, Insania gets a big steal. He has the Infest stolen. That's actually massive with the Spectre. Vichun
Dire's top tower
trying to take advantage of the fact that Boxy's still dead. Really trying to push forward here down with this ulti on cooldown too. I feel like they have to find Insania if they look to make an aggressive move in the next fight. This Infest could actually change the fight. Relocate for the bounties from Taiga.
Only going to get the one on
claim the one.
Still, easy money. It's quite fat.
I mean, Vichun wasn't able to hold his...
He is in for a bit of a surprise here. General Vichun will jump out. BKB's not going to do anything for him here. As
Vichun is just really holding his ground and really showing how damn good he is in this tournament. 11-1-5, just being that rock for the team that they really did need. It looked like in that last fight. It was looking a little concerning. But now it's a good window here. 60 seconds, no Batrider. Able to actually get some nice wards and D wards in the triangle area. Take over that high ground of Liquid.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, with this AC and Deso, NaVi can probably even try and push for the high ground. Basher done as well on Vichun.
God, he is just so farmed, and he's also getting those items very accordingly to play versus that sustain lineup of Liquid. We now have the Scotty on the Lifestealer, the Shivas, and the Vessel on the Phoenix, so counteracting a lot of that healing in the fights.
Yeah, okay. Trying to get the butterfly online will be pretty good considering this is a game where there is no MKB. It's not part of Vichun's build, so if Liquid can hold and Mickey can get the butterfly done, they are going to still get this Spectre to a point where Vichun's going to struggle to deal with the Spectre. That's not if Vichun hasn't at that same time got the money to just switch out one of his items and pick up an MKB, which is, with the way things are going, very likely with how much farm he is getting.
I mean, the other thing is too is like Navi's supports are scaling much harder than Liquid's at the moment. Sure, the Eye on the Rubik, they also have these crazy scaling just because of their toolkit. But look at Phoenix right now. Phoenix level 20, and Aghanim's on Disruptor is on the horizon.
Yeah, these ults are just being a huge issue for Liquid. We've only seen them, I think, the once actually be able to deal with the Supernova.
And Rosh is back up. Navi, with these aggressive moves, can always get these Roshans for free too. So Aegis and Cheese, Liquid's gonna have to just deal with playing into that. They're gonna have to in most of these fights.
There's no way they come over here. Yeah, with this Aegis and Cheese, Navi's gonna be ready to push high ground. There's no real reason for them to wait any longer with how big they are, how strong of a force Vichun is gonna be on the front.
Yeah, I think the only other thing they could look to wait for is that Aghanim's Undisrupted, because it is only 1,000 gold away. If they can look to help Always Want to Fly get that one, it is such a big pickup. It can just prevent those BKBs, prevent the saves, mantas, etc. Could be huge. Mika, he is going to commit the gold for the butterfly in a second, too.
So the butterfly do a lot against the Lifestealer's physical, but still, if he does get caught in these ultimates, it's going to be heavily on Tiger to make some clutch saves. Otherwise, the Spectre will still melt.
And it's very likely that all these ults, General, now he has his own BKB too. Ooh, he was actually stalking Koif, almost found him top. He has his own BKB too, so these ults, they're gonna get off. Like, unless they just kill them instantly during their initial lift, General's gonna get his BKB off. He's gonna drop that ult. V-Tune. Oh, Insania tried to play there. I see what he was doing. The Infest was ending, so he jumped inside of the Spectre, but then he doesn't have Infest anymore, so he actually just pops out. He doesn't stay inside Spectre. Yeah, Liquid trapped in their base at the moment. Navi getting a lot more farm and Always Want to Fly. Aghanim's in 100 gold.
He's already been hitting
these fights.
Excellent ult, so you know that he's going to be able to get that catch. It's quite far.
They get the lasso. V2 is pretty far up.
Drag him in.
He's pulled under tier 4s.
Okay, now what's the plan here? What's the plan for
break the blinks?
How do they save him? He's able to rage and run, and that's actually enough. Okay, pops rage, he gets out there, but Always Want to Fly goes down.
Always Want to Fly.
Without the chance to pop a static storm. They've got the Eul's control onto V2. Supernova and the arena is out. Quite from Boxy able to get that way out of the Onimus though with the BKBs. Boxy getting bashed. Tender coming in. Is it enough feels to keep him alive? Forced to the side. Boxy, he's going to be alive. Boxy will survive as he makes it up to the high ground and away. V2 turns towards Quite with the rage, takes out the bat. He's onto the high ground. Okay. Up in the blade mail. Glimpse back into the spear.
Glimpse into the spear.
Beautiful combo there from NaVi. Iceberg's coming over the BKB and the Sprouts. He got the damage to take down Mickey. Not quite. Mickey's able to live. He's out. Only just. Will survive. Boxy jumps upon General with these catches. Locking down Sunray. He's dead for 80 seconds. Insania is burning down General and he'll get the kill in return. General will fall. But Liquid then without 3 members right now. Both Spectre and Rubik are healing back up. Tiger's going to be back in 10, but Navi's pushing off. Let's take the tier 3 onto the barracks. And they're going to get them. Liquid can't stop this, so Navi get the mid-racks.
Repair kit. Repair kit is back up though, Insania. He does have it.
Going for another one here. It's V-Tune.
He's going right through that though. Right through the repair kit.
Now this damage on V-Tune with it, especially with the ACR. There's going to be a buyback coming in from Sunray. They've got the burn. I mean, Insania, he's doing so much damage, but V-Tune's able to turn. He's life stealing his way back up. The last also locks him down. They're still trying to finish him off, but V-Tune's still alive. He's
still alive.
Finally ticks out. They do get the kill upon him. Iceberg, he's deeping into the front lines, post the BKB, but Mickey, he's got the bash. Iceberg, he cannot run from this Spectre. Mickey's going to be able to clean up another here with his consistent bashes onto the Prophet. The damage, though, certainly done. Mid-racks have been wiped out. Top lane, barely the range rack standing. And NaVi certainly paying a bit of a price for that push. Still, though, it is an incredible lead they still hold. 21k advantage and significant base damage done now to Liquid.
Yeah, and just really good ways of disengaging out of a very scary situation with V-Tune under tier 4s. They pop the Haunt to cancel the blinks on the backline of NaVi, but V-Tune can get to the range. He can get close enough to Mars and Phoenix, so they pop their egg, they pop their wall. And a pretty good fight there by NaVi. They got what they came for, but I mean, Mika, he did survive during all of it, which is pretty big, and he did get the cleanup kill onto V-Tune. He did get quite a bit, and he's level 25 now as well.
And we see him going for BKB himself. I mean, is this just a pretty impossible game to play just without the BKB?
Yeah, it really does feel like it. It's just too much damage. If he's ever just getting Sunray burned down too, it's percent damage. He needs this type of protection. I mean, I'm watching Insania a lot in these next few fights. With this Aether Lens, Telescope, and Stolen Sunray, it could be the difference maker.
The egg.
Oh, the egg is actually just down.
He's going to wipe the arena's out. Straight away onto Insania. He's caught in the static storm. Tiger's healing him up a little bit. It's actually going to be enough. Mickey's trying to run. He's able to put the mantra in the blade mail. The glimpse is there. That Always Want to Fly has the control. Gets Mickey back into the front lines, and they're able to kill him off. Again, fantastic combos here from NaVi. get them the big kill. Spectre's out and down. Boxy also caught out.
They just throw all their ults as soon as he does walk up. And, I mean, Insania with a pretty... I don't know what happened. His Sunray was pointing backwards. I feel like I've seen that a couple. He literally just Sunray backwards. So that Sunray heal could have actually maybe saved Mickey when they were full committing on him.
Well, he did.
His Sunray was literally pointing completely sideways, and he was trying to turn it, but it wasn't able to do anything in the fights. And yeah, Mickey just dies without getting any extra heals.
Repair kit, again, going to do nothing against the damage the V-Tune is doing. Is there straight back into the base of Liquid. And NaVi looking to clean up these final racks. Insania is trying to do other things. The Horn's going to be out. They're going to jump straight away onto V-Tune. They've got
the rage though.
He's off to the side. Silence coming a little early whilst the rage still persists. V-Tune, he's able to jump into the Phoenix with the invest. Roger takes him back to safety with the dive. They'll get V-Tune out of there. Liquid desperately trying to find something out of this. They use the 2 buyback. They'll get them the way out of the static storm. Mickey, they'll find the bash onto V-Tune. Mickey, he's still looking for a target to get on top of. They've lost Tiger. They have to lift up onto Roger. Roger will go down. They get the Phoenix. What more can they find? Boxy, still with a bit of time left on the Exorcism. He turns with the Siphon onto V-Tune. Silence as well. They surround him with the illusions, but V-Tune, he's punching into Boxy. Has to back away, though. The physical damage being a little too much. Insania blinking in, trying to chase. As V-Tune
so speedy
continues to retreat.
Slow.
The dagger, lift, have they got the damage? No, General pushes back Mickey with the spear. Silence does come out to V-Tune and the Siphon. The silence of the Siphon. Boxy was able to get it off before he heals himself up. They've taken him down. The Sunray's burning Mickey, but he's out to the side, and now he's actually in range of General. Boxy cleans up another double kill for the Death Prophet. 3 heroes dead right now on NaVi and Liquid. They're not done. They're continuing to hunt. Silence out again. Boxy. These controls. The silence.
Iceberg's going for Megas.
So much here. He's trying to close it up, and he will be able to find that final racks. So Iceberg doing the damage here to the base and gets the objective complete.
Liquid somehow take the fight though, with Mickey leading the charge, getting these chase kills. But yeah, the base is damaged. Oh, but they found the item.
They found the item. Illusionist Cape. And as we have come to see before, Liquid don't enter their final form until they've been Mega Creep, Fox. And they've just been Mega Creep.
And they did take out V-Tune again with this monster of a Lifestealer. I mean, they're Mega Creep. It's going to be quite a hill to climb, but let's see. This is where, like you said, this is where Liquid really starts to play the game.
BKB done on Mickey.
They do have BKB done as well, too. I mean, he's still getting these good timings. He's still getting saved in a lot of these fights still, but it's tough for them versus this this dual core of NaVi, but it feels like this tri-core because of this, how much damage these ults really do. This Sunray, in particular, out of the egg, and just the Static Storm control is still too much for Liquid to really deal with. They're going to have some crazy performance from Mickey to bring it back and take these fights.
And say he's got a lot of money. Any big items that he could be buying as the Rubik?
That's actually a good point. It doesn't... I mean, Ags is always good for... He doesn't have anything, like, amazing. Stealing Static Storm's too hard. I mean, he wants buyback. Yeah. He used it before, though, right? Yeah, soul buyback. Yeah, so... buyback's on cooldown right now. I mean, it's Ags or Aeon Disc is usually the only choice. He's gonna go Ags, so... For NaVi, I guess, no reason to rush it. You managed to get the Mega Creeps out, wait for Roshamp. Wait for Rosh, yeah. Play it safe. Now they just have to play very careful here now. Just don't look to make mistakes. Just let the waves do their thing. Let them keep Liquid in their base, and you just maximize your farm. Get all your next few things. I mean, they are still getting quite a bit, too. It's like they still have some stuff. They have a lot to gain. Like, General is still huge. He's still able to get a lot more, too. And Iceberg, I mean, that is insane. He just comes in and makes some treants. What the heck? I mean, he's... Alright, well, I mean, he gets away with it, at least. He's just like, hello, popping by. Have some treants in the base. And now Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shard. Fights were already hard. And how many 25s do we have as well? 4 level 25s on the side of NaVi as well, including the Phoenix being one of them. Now what they say? Now Refresher Shard on the Phoenix. And a DD for V-Tune. Oh. And they're gonna smoke with it, and they're gonna look to close this game. Yeah, they could probably just rage and hit the tier 4s. I mean, have they got fortification? What's fortification? Yeah, they have got fortification. They do. But NaVi's gonna take these final towers and the ancient pretty quickly if they get the chance. V2's gonna kill heroes also very fast if he does get an Abyssal. Like, if Insania is too far up, he'll get the jump though, Insania.
Immediately they get the last with the BKB was off on time on Iceberg. They'll dive in with the Supernova. Arena's down as well. Mickey trying to finish up Iceberg, but the cheese is popped. Iceberg back up to full HP. Tiger caught the static on both him and Quake for a down. They've lost Boxy. They're down to the final two. Na'Vi should have the space here to close this one up as only Insania and Mickey left alive. Na'Vi, they're looking to dive the fountain. They're going in. The spear will push Mickey kind of back to a bit of a safer place, but it's not safe enough. They just dive in the fountain, kill them all off. GG is called, and Na'Vi will be able to find the win here in game 3. As this is, it ain't gonna be another one of these 3-0 grand finals, that's for sure here. As Na'Vi swinging it back big time in this third game now, picking it up to 1 against the 2.